so that's what you get. Hi, so this is going to be a quick video about using liners with Copic markers. I went and just got these. I'm going to try these out. They're the Faber-Castells, and they're just different sizes. One's a brush, the rest are just liners. But these are the ones I had been previously using for line work. I got the Prismacolor one, Micron, Sharpie pen. I'm having trouble with the inks not staying put when you line before you color. So I'll show you a little bit about what I meant by that. So Sharpie pen is probably the least expensive. This one I've actually used a little bit, so it's running out of some inks. Some of the ink. Micron, I'm going to do like a full scribble as well. Go back and do one of those with the Sharpie pen, just so we can see it. Okay, and then the Prismacolor Premier. This is a little bit thicker marker than the other two, but that's okay. And then we'll do, I've got a couple sizes here, but let's just go with medium. Maybe I should do a smaller one just so they look similar. Do a fine. So that's even kind of thick. Let's do the small, a little smaller, and a little scribbling pad. La, 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 la. Okay, so that's all I'm doing for this test, and I guess I'll do a line with the brush just so you can see. You can get the different line weights. Yeah. Now, I'm going to let this completely dry for like 2 minutes, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now I've drawn some extra things to make examples of. Still, each column is only with that marker. I will start with the Sharpie, and I'm going to use a light green just because, well, it's easy to see with the light colors when something drags more than the dark. So let's try this, the first test, and just color over. And then you see how it gets muddy. That's the Sharpie pen at the top. This one I just did a regular Sharpie. I'm going to ruin my brush nib here. It's spreading out. And then this one's a regular Sharpie fine, which seems like the worst one for some reason. And then I figured I would just color in a cactus quickly and see what happened. And that's kind of what happens. And here's a circle and a square. And then hash mark, just in case you want to do hash marking. Let's grab a darker green just for the sake of shading a little bit and seeing how the drag turns out. Because you're going to go over more than one time. Okay, so that is Sharpie pen. Which green did I just use? I can't remember. Was it this one? Yeah. Okay, so this, if anybody's wondering, is, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's YG11. And the other one I'm using is YG3. Hope I'm not getting too much shadow here. My light's from the wrong side. And then, so we'll do the first Micron test. We'll color in our cactus guy. And it's pulling a little bit. Here's a circle and a square and some hash marks. And then we'll do YG3. Meet up with that. Boop. Under there, under there, under there. And that's how that turns out. I'll do a close-up when I'm done with these. Wow, Prismacolor smears quite a lot. I'm using a different, no I'm not. This has got to be the worst. for using with Copics. I'm gonna need a new nib. Wow, I've never used these before. I'm gonna have to clean this off. Wow, that's awful. I feel bad for ruining my marker now. I just bought this one. This is not good. So yeah, don't use Prismacolor with Copics. They're not compatible. The color is very rich and dark for just line work. But if you're gonna use this for Prismas, you're gonna have to do the line work after you color. So good luck with that. I'm not even gonna put my second color into that because it's just gonna get worse. So hopefully I got enough off of the Prismacolor from the nib to test the India ink ones, the Faber-Castells. And that's why I got these, because I know India ink sets up really well. So let's see. That looks okay. I can see it maybe didn't dry all the way at the bottom. Maybe I should have waited longer, or maybe it just reactivates a little bit. Because India ink is generally charcoal based. So, I don't know, it is moving just a little. It's always worse with the hash marks, but honestly, while you're illustrating, if you put hash marks in to shade something, it probably looks good to have a little shadow with it. And we'll do this one. Just so you see how it blends. So that's how that turned out. I guess I will just come over here real quick so you can kind of compare them all the same. Yuck. So that's what you get. Wonder how close I can show you. Sharpie pen. Got a little bit of smudgy. It kind of contaminates the nib, but if you have to, you can. I will do, I'd say the micron fared pretty well. I used to think it blurred a little, but it does. It's just not. It's always when you don't wait long enough. Micron does stand up pretty well. Okay, so don't use Prismacolor with Copic. That cactus is gray. And the Faber-Castells, just like I thought, turned out pretty dang well. The only place it kind of bled was at the bottom of these lines, and I think it might have just been that I didn't wait for it to dry long enough. Because there's very, very little blurring like in the cactus. So, and the hatch mark did not make a big mess compared to the Prismacolor one. So that's how that turned out. There's a little experiment for you in case you're looking at investing in some of the Faber-Castell liners. I'm not sponsored, I just want things that work. I felt like sharing. So there you go. Have a good one.